following is a production of Dirty Mo Media. Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download. It's Tuesday. This is post-Pocono heading into San Diego. First time we've ever raced at the Coronado
Naval Base. Yeah.
TJ Majors here with me in the Arby's studio. This episode is presented by Arby's. Don't forget about Arby's new meat in 3-box. You get more meal for your money at Arby's. We have the meats. Let's get this show started. We will have Gayle calling in a bit, the crew chief for Denny Hamlin, who is on a heater here with 3 straight wins. And
I'm on a heater.
Are you?
3 DNFs. I don't know.
3 DNFs, yeah. You're on a heater, all right.
We'll get into that.
Yeah,
one.
we will. Denny's been doing awesome, and so great opportunity for us to talk to the man behind the toolbox, wrenching on this car, getting her dialed in every week. He's done an amazing job because, frankly, the Toyotas are riding a bit of an advantage right now, but Denny's Toyota seems to be the best Toyota. I have marveled at the way this car runs on the long run. He is not the fastest car at the racetrack when the race begins or in practice.
I don't know. He starts on the pole a lot.
Well, lap.
Well, that's qualifying. That's not practice.
That's fast
Lap-
car on the track.
Listen.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Lap 1 in practice, the 45 goes out there, blisters off a lap. He was first out on the racetrack. That helps. But when the race begins, 5 jumps out there, grabs the lead, runs pretty good in stage 1 till Denny comes down there and passes him. Denny's car doesn't fire off good. He talks about it on restarts. And but at lap 10, 11, 12, all the way through the rest of the run, he just gets better and better. Everyone else falls off more. Their balance gets tighter or looser, whatever. They're just not handling well. And his car just kind of runs the same.
It's no secret Denny's a great race manager, though. He's always been that way.
So good.
Yeah.
Yep. He is doing it.
Tire wear at Bristol.
Mm-hmm.
Denny's one of the guys that can make them tires last.
is.
I thought Latar brought up a good point the other week.
No.
He's like the chef that doesn't measure things. So when he's out in practice, he's not really focused on times, but he's more on the feel and stuff.
That's
and
right.
so he's
Absolutely.
not trying to get the fastest time on practice.
He's not.
No.
And
he knows the feel he's looking for.
He knows his car's not set up for that, right? And so he says it. I'm looking for a feel. And so he goes out there and runs. Hey, even in practice at Pocono, he was like, I don't like the balance. And they're like, well, we need you to run longer because they needed to run as much fuel out of the car as they could so they could qualify with low fuel. And so, I mean, he's working on that balance late into the run.
But he knows what he's looking for.
He does.
That's the experience.
He knows better than the other guys.
He does.
Yeah.
So rookies, they come in there. They're literally looking at lap times and be like, they're going to look at an SMT. I need to do that. They don't know what the feel is like.
That is hard to do. I spent my whole career looking at that monitor on the pit box during practice.
Damn, he's
trying
fast.
to figure out how to get myself high up that line. And that's not what you need to do. But it's hard. You go out, 40 cars go out onto the racetrack in practice, and you look at that monitor and go, damn, 12th? Man, I want to be first. What do I need to do to be first? And you're trying to think in your mind, what do I need to change to go out there and run the fastest lap on the racetrack? And that is the absolute wrong thing to be doing in that moment.
It is.
And it's hard not to do that. You need to go out there and go, what did it do at lap 5? And what do I need it to do at lap 5? What's it not doing? And what adjustment could I give my car to make it, do the things I needed to do at lap 10, 15,
Sometimes I
20?
wish that board didn't exist.
You'd be better off
if
you didn't look at it. But it's
hard not to.
It's hard because you want to be first.
Yeah.
You want to be on the top of the board with the fastest lap, and you want to have the best car.
It used to be the left side, right? Because you go in there and it split the column. There's 2 columns. If you run the left side, you're pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Denny's pretty good right now, and we're going to a couple of road courses though where he's not been. He publicly says it's just not his forte, but it'll be interesting to see if he can just survive at San Diego and come out with a decent result. I think that this is going to be chaos. If you've watched, there's a lot of videos now on social media of some iRacing laps of cars going around the racetrack. There's a lot of elevation changes. There's a lot of hard downhill landings.
Yeah, those guys are making it look easy too, by the way. Some of them guys driving, holy cow, are they making it look easy.
If you look at, you remember the downhill at Road America?
That's, yes.
I
compared it.
There's a couple of those there.
Yeah.
They're very similar, and those are inviting potential hazards.
Mm-hmm.
And at this particular racetrack, unlike Road America, there's no runoff. It's a tire barrier
Oh
waiting
no,
on
it's
you.
like Chicago.
That's right.
You're gonna hit.
So there's a couple of downhills into some braking zones that I think are going to be problematic for some guys.
Turn 2's downhill by the carrier.
That's right.
Yep.
And down at the bottom of those, there's some bumps and so forth. And there's all kinds of bumps and problematic issues.
2 is a big, like when you're braking down the hill, there's like a dip.
Yes.
And it's like
Oh,
kind of
man.
yeah.
I
so-
think that's going to bite some folks. There's a lot of bumps going around the track that are just going to throw cars off.
Because that place is lined with those, like, I don't know what them shipping, how they do
Yes.
them. It's got them tracks.
Yes.
And we are going over them. We're not going straight with them. You're
No,
crossing them. You're
laterally
crossing them.
loaded. Yeah.
Yep. And it bounces across
Yes.
them. And
Oh, man. I mean,
I like it. I mean, it gives the track
I
character.
love it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it too. The only problem is, TJ, is it's a 3.5 mile course, 3.4
know.
to be exact.
Road America
And
almost.
if we have a car that has contact with a wall and can't continue, they're going to have to throw a caution.
Yeah.
Caution laps there are going to be
5 minutes.
5 minimum.
Yeah.
A caution lap around that racetrack is going to take, let's just say, 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can't get, if you have 4 caution laps, so you got to come by, open up pit
It's
road.
20 minutes.
Oh, man. You have 20-minute cautions.
Could you have cautions where it's just for that area or like
Local yellows.
local yellows?
That's something that I think NASCAR is going to have to ask themselves.
If we're going to run these big tracks like this, I think it's
But
something.
if you can't move the car, if the guy's wrecked and he's in the tire barrier, right, and he's stuck, you can't
race around.
race around it. So I would say this, like, if I have a guy that gets in trouble and his car's out, not in a dangerous spot, I'm sorry, pal. I mean, if there's a way for him to exit the vehicle and get
Yeah.
off the racetrack and the car is not in a dangerous spot, I don't know if that even exists at this racetrack, but that might be the end of your day right there. And I'm not going to throw the caution to allow you to retrieve your vehicle and try to salvage something out of the day. I just don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen, if the stages are 20 laps, the first two, you know what the stages are?
20, 27, 20, 40, 75,
Okay, 20, 40, 75. So if you have a caution,
I think.
right, if you have a caution in stage 1, half the stage is going to be ran under caution.
Yeah.
And you're going to have one.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
there's
no
be
way that they're going to run stage 1. That ought to be a bet.
Yeah. What lap is the first caution?
No. Will there be a caution in stage 1? That ought to be a
Yeah.
bet.
Well, I think the bet should be what
Well, yeah.
like.
There's
No.
a Hocevar in the race.
But
There'll be a caution.
I like that. That's taking it a step further, but they're going to have a caution in stage 1. They're going to have one. You're going to run 1/3 of that stage under caution, minimum. Stage 2, same thing. They're going to have 1 or 2 yellows there. You're going to have a lot of caution,
Yeah, I agree.
unless NASCAR can be really stingy with the yellow flag. But that would mean basically, leaving a guy out there on the racetrack if he's not in a compromising situation and not allowing him to be able to, get himself to the garage or to the pits to repair his vehicle to be able to continue the race.
Yeah, I don't see NASCAR doing that.
I don't either.
Do you think?
But they do that sometimes
Yeah,
in sports car.
sometimes.
If
Yeah.
if a guy gets to a runoff area and parks, and the race is going.
Sorry about your luck.
Yep.
So I'm interested in looking because they tell us where all the cutouts are. They give us a map and say, hey, if you're in trouble, you can turn off here. But rarely,
No drivers use them.
we only use them if we know you've blown up. or
Blown the
some-
engine.
Yes, you're not going to make it back. So-
No driver's going to pull off in any of those areas
Yes.
because he's going to get his ass chewed
Yeah.
by his team. Man,
Yeah, you should have
damn.
stayed out there, got
just
the yellow.
quit.
Yep. And
Yeah.
you're losing laps.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you're going to set the tone, you almost have to do it like, hey,
You going to tell him?
yeah, I mean, hey, we're not just going to throw cautions because you're creeping around here or something. We're going to, like you said, if guy goes way off to the right and whatever number that is, and he's not in a compromising position,
Yeah.
do you just leave him over there?
I would.
I mean, I think I would too, rather than bring another. You're not racing.
Yeah.
I don't want to pace.
No.
So
I think under this circumstance, I think under this circumstance, if I was NASCAR, I would definitely change my protocols slightly. I don't know that I would really change any rules per se, but I would just be more stingier. I'd be more patient, I suppose, with throwing the yellow. Now, there are some scenarios where if, it's a wreck or a spin around mid-pack, you don't want anybody piling in there wide ass open.
Yeah.
So I mean, you gotta err on the side of safety, but if a guy's sitting there off to the side and he's not in a bad spot, you might consider holding on to the flag just a little while.
Call for AAA, buddy. We ain't coming.
Yeah.
So 3 to go in the stage. Do you let it run out? You know what I mean? Like, obviously,
depending on where the guy's sitting.
But I mean, does that make a difference if it's 3 to go in the stage or 3
Yes.
laps into the stage?
They do. Hey, we've talked about it on this show.
I know it's just
they call the race differently depending on what moment in the race it is.
Yeah.
And if they can allow it to finish the stage, they will. They're not going to.
You don't
the
want to
worst thing that could happen.
Oh man, caution
is if we had a caution with 3 laps before the end of the stage.
Even 4 to go.
Oh no, they're gonna then therefore have to pace to the end of the stage, and then we're gonna have the stage cautions.
Oh my God,
dude, it would be a 40-minute caution.
Oh man.
So NASCAR's got to be careful, and I would think that they would need to. I would hope that they're having some conversations internally about how they will officiate this event uniquely due to the length of the racetrack. I think that's a great way to put it.
Let me ask you a question. If the caution comes out, they're on 18, caution comes out, could they not say this could end this?
We've talked about this.
This is the end of the stage. We're going to go ahead and do the cycle and carry on.
Right. We've talked about that. They haven't done that yet. We've wondered why they wouldn't. They say that the crew chiefs on the pit box and the engineers, it throws all of their calculations on fuel. I know. Who cares? But I don't know why NASCAR wants to.
If it's a natural yellow.
I know. I don't understand that. Maybe there's more reasons than I'm thinking. But you're asking, basically, if the caution were to come out 3 laps before the end of the stage, why not throw the stage
green checker
right there and say, hey, the stage is ending early, and now we're going to start that cycle so we can get back racing. This would be a perfect example of that I could think of where you would want to do that if you're forced into that situation. But they've had that chance multiple times over the last several years, and they haven't changed that protocol yet for whatever reason.
This is their chance to do it and then carry it over.
That's right.
Another thing with that too
Things
is
changed.
Could you not use?
We're forced into some change sometimes, and we find out that it's actually a good thing.
And then use it for every race. I
agree.
Care,
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
What about using? And I know this is probably far fetched, but what about using instead of running an extra lap to cross the line, you let them use the alternate start finish line. That way you can open pit road.
Hell no.
Can't mess with that.
I don't want them. No.
I'm just saying use that one.
I'm sorry.
So you don't have to run a whole nother lap.
I understand, TJ, but I'm sorry. I can't. The alternate start finish line bugs me as it is, even in practice and qualifying or in qualifying at Pocono, for example, putting it on the back straightaway over there. I don't love it.
It's weird.
I don't love it. I know why we do it, but I'm like, I know why we do it, but I think it's unnecessary that we do it that way. At this road course, we're going to do it, and I'll be glad we're doing it at qualifying, having an alternate start finish line.
Yeah.
But truly, it's not.
To me, it works good at road courses.
It does work great at road courses. It does. But it's just not the purist in me. Ugh, I struggle.
I'm with you.
Anyhow, but I wouldn't want to do it in race conditions ever. I wouldn't want to, hey, okay, this lap.
It's also too confusing for
it is.
Yeah, that's what I would worry about.
Hey, everybody, the 2026 season is in full swing, and we've already had some really incredible moments. That's why we love this sport, and when it comes to capturing those historical NASCAR moments, nobody does it better than Lionel Racing, the official diecast of NASCAR. Their race win diecasts are some of my absolute favorites in my collection. The scuffs, scrapes, confetti, the damage, every detail that tells the story of that win, it's in these diecasts. These things look like they were pulled straight out of Victory Lane. And right now, Lionel Racing is offering free domestic shipping just for Dale Jr. Download listeners. You can use this promo code, Download26, at checkout. Head over to LionelRacing.com to lock in your favorite NASCAR moments into your collection today. Denny Hamlin closed the gap again on Tyler Reddick, now within 19 points. If you look at the wins, so you get 15 extra points for wins.
Bonus points.
That's right. And Tyler has 5. Denny has 4. Now they're separated by 19 points. That's basically the difference between the win bonus and the points difference between first and second. So, this point system is a blast. I love it. I love it. I was sitting there about 5 weeks ago thinking, man, I'm wondering what everybody's thinking. We got Justin Allgaier with a 200-some point lead. And
250.
Now, yep, well, he didn't have that 5 weeks ago, but he had a big lead. Tyler Reddick had a huge lead. And I'm sitting here thinking, man, is everybody going to start to turn on this point system? Are they going to start to say maybe this wasn't the right way because now we've got 2 runaways? Is this what's going to happen in the chase? Is this going to be decided with 3 races to go? You know? But Denny has saved the day. He has ran the man down, Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, King Denny.
And he's done it in the last 3 weeks. We're coming up on 2 road courses where Denny isn't exactly the greatest. And so now we get to see Superman with some adversity.
Yeah.
Right?
He's coming back out of the telephone
Can
booth.
he
Take the cape off.
get through these 2 weeks and keep that 19-point buffer? Or does it expand again? Does he have to regroup and rebuild and come back running back down?
What do you think?
It will expand. The question is how
Why
much.
are you doing
No,
that?
hold on. Let me finish because I'm gonna.
You and Denny are already.
Hold on.
You're already giving up.
You're already
hold
giving
on.
up.
Hold on. I said it's going to expand by how much? I don't know, but I will say, and you've said this, and I think you're right. I think Denny is kind of sandbagging the same way that he's saying, "Oh, I can't catch Reddick, and I can't get to Dale Senior's numbers." That's kind of how Denny operates. He's never going to go out there and guarantee something. He wants to underpromise, overdeliver.
I agree with you there. That's absolutely what he's doing. He wants to and absolutely believes that he should and will beat Ty Dillon at Sonoma in his bracket.
Yeah.
He does. He's not going to say that publicly. He's going to make a joke. There's my kryptonite.
Yeah, he said, I'm cooked.
I'm cooked. But behind privately to himself, he's going,
Yes.
ain't no way I'm getting beat by Ty
Exactly.
Dillon at Sonoma.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm going to go out. I should
Yeah,
beat
how's
him.
the Denny Bros behind the scenes here? Are they
No,
confident?
he won't say that in the Denny
Yep.
Bros, though.
Well, no, but to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get
To
it.
himself, does he think he can catch my dad's win total? He does. And he's probably considering it. He's got to make that decision for himself of whether he wants to run long enough to do it. If he wants to, he absolutely can and probably will.
Yeah, he says he's the most competitive person. Therefore, so I don't believe that he doesn't think that. It's just how he vocalizes it.
So I think, I believe, and to take this a step further, I think that Denny Hamlin is underselling, to your point, because he doesn't have to be braggadocious. He doesn't have to come out there.
There's no reason for it.
No, but he is. I believe what happens is he keeps racing as long as he's winning, and I think that the new point system lengthens his runway, and I also think that number trying to match my dad's wins is another goal of his. And I think the closer he gets to it, the more motivated to beat it he will become. And so, because it was the same way with 60, right? And here we go. Sprints right past 60, right? And so, he'll do that with 70. And then it'll be, wow, I can pass Dale Earnhardt in total wins. Let's go do that. And so I actually think he ends up racing to 48.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's that close.
48, around maybe 49.
Interesting.
I think he could even be doing a one-off here or there all the way through the 50.
Yes, I mean, especially since you own your own team,
Yes.
it's very
Yeah.
easy. He's
Yeah.
going to get in a car and
That's
know.
right, yeah.
How many points do you think leaving Sonoma he needs to be within to truly have a shot?
How many are after Sonoma?
There'll be 8
Oh,
after Sonoma.
dude.
After Sonoma, 8 more races?
I think there's 10 left in the regular season, right?
I think so.
It don't matter. Hey,
You got 2 super speedways in there.
I don't care what the points separation is after Sonoma. 8's enough.
Yeah.
The way he's running, 8 is enough.
Even if 2 are super speedways where Tyler is the
8 is
best.
enough.
But
And he's pretty good at those two.
Tyler, you can't
I know
keep
he's not
getting
being-
lucky.
Yeah.
Like he has been.
It
runs
doesn't
out.
matter. 8 is enough, and even if it balloons back to 100 points in 2 weeks, which it probably won't.
Do we want to get into Brad and who's to blame?
I mean, I know who's to blame.
We want to.
but
Who's to blame for what?
the wreck.
The wreck.
The one that Brad was called in?
Yeah.
All right, so they get down into turn 3, and SVG missed the corner, running the side of the 21.
Yep.
That could have ended it right. That could have been the end of it right there,
Could have been.
right? The 33 goes to the inside, and Austin Hill just doesn't give them enough room. They come off the corner, and
Well,
there's enough room for one car on outside
Yeah.
of Austin Hill, not
Not two.
two. And Austin Hill doesn't race a ton in the next gen. I don't know if he got tight right there or whatever, but
I don't know.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe there's just a ton of stuff happening, and he's getting a lot of information about being clear, not clear, 3 wide, 2 wide, clear of the 20, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. We listened to it.
And you want up too.
Huh?
And you want up right there.
And
so-
you want to, you're trying to finish the throttle.
Yep.
So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. There's a lot of things that could happen to have avoided that. Brad, the 21 doesn't want to lift, doesn't want to give up the spot, but he could have. In the middle of the corner, he could have said, hey, I'm beat.
I think what the bad part is like, so Brad checks up, and Bubba goes actually back full throttle and tries to clear the wreck on the outside.
Yep.
And in doing so, he's going to make he's probably going to run into the back of Christopher Bell. That's what people don't realize. Like, Christopher Bell's up against the wall, and he's going to run into the back of him. Like, Brad hits the brakes, and a guy comes flying by him and goes up there, and that's the guy that isn't coming down the track and hits us. I can see the frustration there. Bubba didn't cause the wreck.
Yeah. Bubba gets clipped by the 22.
Yes.
And so, I mean, he can't help that.
Well, he could have slowed down and not been there.
But
I mean, he
what?
saw a gap.
Well, Freddie's telling him, top hard, top hard. I mean, lift for wrecks. Sorry to cuss, but, like, there's a wreck. Lift.
I don't know.
Hit the brake.
I don't know. I think that's ridiculous.
What, hit brakes for wreck? Braking for wrecks?
Slowing down for Rex, yeah, but he sees an option. He says he sees all the crashing happening down low, right?
No,
So,
it doesn't open up. They're all up high. Like, they're up against the
I'm
wall.
watching it.
Freddie tells him, one squeeze into the fence on the outside up here.
Right,
like,
now,
right there. Look at the 20.
they're
He's
all
about to hit
down.
the 20.
but he didn't hit Logano came up and hit him.
I know.
If Logano doesn't
If Logano doesn't hit him, what happens?
This is the way TJ thinks, man.
If Logano doesn't hit him, what happens?
Nothing.
then he keeps racing.
He
goes
runs
on.
into the back of the 20 car.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Have you looked at it?
I'm watching it right here.
What's the gap?
Let's see.
Watch. Here he comes. Bam. He's swerving to miss him.
He's going to. Yeah, he's probably not going
He
to
was
hit him.
swerving to miss the
Yeah.
20 car, and the 22 hits him.
Yeah.
So
If he lifts,
it follows us through.
it doesn't happen. But he doesn't. I don't think he has to.
I just don't like that people don't live for wrecks.
Yeah.
Like, and
I think it's dumb not to, but I don't think that you can. I'm okay if a driver doesn't like.
I mean, the 22 just spun and blow himself out.
he kind of got hit a little bit. Like, he
Yeah,
ran into him.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like,
Yeah, no, it wasn't
what the
like-
hell, Joey? I'm
No,
just saying, like,
huh.
I'm
Yeah.
just watching this over and over. I'm
It
like,
was just
well,
a
okay.
wreck. It was a wreck.
It's just a wreck. 22 just loses it trying to not be in the wreck. He gets clipped or something, but
He
Bubba's
does.
coming by and just gets like the 20's slow because he's in the wall, right?
Yeah, no, they're all slow up. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. He's slow against the wall. Why are you going top hard? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, he can see in front of him. I don't think he runs into the 20.
he's going way faster. He's swerving to
Yeah.
miss him when Joey hits him.
He is.
If Bubba lets up, he probably gets hit more
Oh,
by
really?
the 22.
Really? Brad drives right through the middle with nothing near us. Right there.
No,
There's
I'm
nothing
saying
near
the
us.
22 probably hits him still. The
I
20
don't-
He gets clipped in the left rear. If he slowed down, he probably runs
Well,
into
Joey
22.
stays
He
up.
probably doors the 22.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, if he lifts and follows us through, Joey's up against the wall and he goes through the middle.
Oh, you want him to follow you?
Well, I would just follow. I mean, even if he's off staggered, Joey's up against the wall.
I agree.
Like, Joey's not coming down. He's not going fast enough.
I'm just saying, if you're wanting the 23 to slow down,
I just think there's a wreck.
he
Slow down.
ends up probably hitting the 22 in the passenger side door
I don't think no.
because the 22 therefore then slides across the track in front of him.
So the car that follows us through the wreck.
Look,
I'm just saying, watch where we are.
I'm just saying it too, TJ. I'm watching the same you're watching.
Okay. there's a car behind us, the black hood right here, follows us right through the middle. That'd have been Bubba right there, right through the middle.
But Bubba's on the outside.
He's not on the outside. He was behind us. Watch his in-car. He's 2-3 car lengths behind
I can't
us.
see his in-car.
I went and watched it.
He's against the
No,
he gets the outside wall right there. You're an idiot.
How am I? Watch his in-car. He throttles up and goes around the outside into a wreck.
Yeah.
They're wrecking. Slow down.
All right. You're right. You have a right to your opinion, TJ Majors.
Freddie says you're wrong.
Well, of course he does.
Well, Freddie also top hard. How'd that work out for him? Looks pretty good right here.
Why didn't you slow down?
We did.
Why didn't you slow down more? The 23 sliding
slowed
across your
down.
nose, you run right into him.
Well, I can't control the
Why
throttle.
can't you slow down a little bit more than that? There's a wreck
Yeah.
happening.
Well, you can't slow down the guys that want to stay
You
in the
thought
throttle.
you missed it.
Yeah, until the guy comes around us and enters the wreck.
Well, you should have slowed down.
We did. You know
More.
who didn't?
Should have slowed down some more.
You know who didn't slow down?
The 23's exiting. Oh man,
Exiting what?
exiting the corner normally up against the wall and top.
We all are. And then they start
You
wrecking.
said he was behind you.
He was behind us.
I know. Dude, I'm watching it. He was behind you, but he comes up off the corner out to the wall. You go left. He goes right.
We go left because there's a wreck.
I know, but the wreck's going down the track.
The
So
problem is, instead of lifting, it's fine if there's a wreck, you stagger. You're not
Yeah.
going to follow the guy through the wreck. You're not going to try to. The problem is this, with the right foot.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
All right.
Do you not think so?
I don't know, man. I don't. If he's wide open,
He goes back to like 95% throttle.
Yeah.
And then hard brake.
you've never gassed it up to try to get through a crash if you saw a hole.
I don't think you gas it up. Well, there's not really a hole there. There's cars in
Well,
front
he
of him no
sees a-
matter what.
Yeah, but he sees the wreck happening down. He might not be looking at the 20.
I think you look. The only
That was a
time,
great look at it right there.
the only time I try to
That was a great
throttle
look
up
at it.
is when you see cars. You're already kind of
Scroll
making.
back a little bit right there.
You throttle up when you try to miss cars coming
Oh.
back down.
Right. This is a great look at it right here.
What's the great look?
Right here.
This is a
view.
good look. All right.
So he fades.
He's behind us. We see the wreck.
Yep.
They're wrecking. We go low. He's full throttle. Then bam.
He's just trying to go through it. He sees the wreck down low and doesn't. Joey's spinning up in front of him is something he didn't anticipate.
No, I don't think. Well, nobody saw Joey coming back up
Yeah.
there. I just wish people would slow down more. That's all.
All right. Well,
Big wreck though.
yeah, it was. Did you think that what could have been done for the wreck to have not happened at all?
I mean, yeah, you always think about that.
Like, yeah,
SVG could have made the corner.
yeah,
Like he used Josh up pretty
he
hard.
damn sure did.
So, and then Austin Hill just came along at the wrong time. He probably,
If
like
Austin
you said,
Hill is even if Austin Hill isn't there, don't they still run into the wall?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Judging when I went back and looked at all the
You
in
think they
cars,
get down?
I
You
think they
that
make it.
SVG gets down because
I think he gives them enough room.
Yeah.
I think Austin Hill probably drives by both of them off the corner.
Well, Wood Brothers tweeted out and said that the SVG had been kind of going at Josh for a couple laps.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, here.
I thought I read that too. Like he's in him, like,
Oh, this is on board.
but they're 3 wide. I think.
Oh,
right?
he doors him right there. Go back. Top one. Go back.
Yeah, let's see this.
Yeah.
I need to see was somebody trying to dive on Josh right there though.
Yeah, I don't know. But there was some contact that
Mhm.
happened just before that.
So, but SVG gets by here.
Yeah.
And, oh, he runs Josh up right here too. Watch, he hangs like a right here. Look at him.
Yeah.
Bam. That's you're not getting high side here.
Yeah.
Which I mean that happens.
Look at him. He
but
kind of sees
And they went after Ty there, it looks like.
the 97 is a
he's got all the lanes
Yeah.
covered, don't he?
yeah.
I think apparently he's been listening to Ross.
I didn't see all this. This
Yeah.
is great.
And that little swerve into 3 where Josh was gonna get out there was like,
Yeah, this one doesn't show much.
No,
No.
it was just a wall contact. Interesting.
hated it for Josh though too. It
Well,
sucked.
Old Wood Brothers keeping receipts there. Have you been to an Arby's recently? Well, for the past few weeks, I've been talking nonstop about how their delicious, slow-smoked barbecue is back. Their barbecue sandwiches are better than ever. But if you haven't tried a barbecue mac bowl, you are missing out. You'll get the same tender deliciousness from the pulled pork that's smoked for 4 hours or the smoky, flavorful chopped brisket that's smoked for a solid 13 hours, all on top of a creamy white cheddar mac and cheese. And this isn't your typical mac and cheese. This stuff is the best mac and cheese I've ever had. Add in the sweet and spicy barbecue sauces, and you have a one-of-a-kind barbecue mac bowl that's just the way you like it. Arby's is doing real authentic barbecue that's so good, you won't believe that you got it at a drive-thru. Everybody knows that Arby's has the meat, so if you can count on anyone to do barbecue right, it has to be Arby's. It's selling out fast, so go to an Arby's and try a barbecue mac bowl before it runs out. Available for a limited time at participating locations while supplies last. Prices may vary. Get your barbecue sandwich at any Arby's near you today. Josh Berry and the Wood brothers will part after the end of the season. There's speculation about who might go into the 21. Jesse Love is one of the names that gets tossed around. What do you think, TJ?
Yeah. No, I've heard that.
Yeah.
You don't know. You've heard different things from Jesse Love. I've also heard that Jesse, might get in one of them other cars, teammate cars as well. So, but I don't think that's happening.
Oh,
like switching them. But
like somebody from the Penske camp goes down to the 21 and
yes.
So Cindric.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you're just making
Well,
assumptions.
Blaney has an extension,
look at
and
you.
Logano's not going.
Look at
so
you.
who else is
Look
going
at
to
you.
go?
shouldn't assume.
Damn, you're just making assumptions.
Shouldn't assume.
Interesting.
Well, you're the one
Cindric
throwing
fans,
it
your
out there.
thoughts.
Like,
Cindric fans, your thoughts.
Yeah.
Let's say the name.
Hey,
It's been. I think it's been pretty common now that
I would say
Jesse.
I've
goes
heard
there.
that too. That Cindric could be put down to the 21, and Jesse Love could go in the 2. I just don't think that's what happens. I think
I don't
Jesse
either.
Love goes to the 21. He has probably a year, 2 years there if he produces. Then he gets to go.
This won't happen, and I know they wouldn't. But if I was the Wood brothers, I'd be calling RFK right now. How much do you want the charter for? But they're not going to. But man,
You could sell one for 100
right
and
now,
walk away.
$100 million easily.
Yeah. I would be considering that. Yeah, I think that their peak value is probably 150. I would be a little surprised if they go to in the 300, 400, 500 value range. For
not yet.
They're just the business model for motorsports in general. It's not super profitable.
I am curious to see what the first now that the after the lawsuit, what the first charter goes for post.
It's
settlement.
still if this is the deal. So running a race car at the Cup level is not a mega profitable business. You can do it. You can do it and break even. You can do it and make a little bit of money. In some years, there's a $2-3 million profit, but there's just as easily a $2 or $3 million loss the following season, depending upon how much you tear up and all that, and where you finish in points. You're literally out there racing for the owner's points purse and the race purse, and your success or lack of success will determine your final, profit or loss. And so running a business where you're spending tens of millions of dollars to operate, it needs to be more profitable than just a couple $1 million for the charter itself, the actual franchise, to truly gain that $300-500 million value. They can get there. It's going to take a lot of work to get to where race teams are more profitable. And then once that happens, everybody's going to want in.
Yeah.
Right. And then when you have a lot of buyers, then the value of that charter goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you only have the only people that are really wanting charters are the people that are already here.
Yeah, it's a handful of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have a bunch of new people.
No. And so the business model of racing hasn't improved over the last decades. It's always been this way, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice if it was super profitable. Hell, I'd love to be making a ton of money racing in the Rally Series, but it's just not the way it works. But we knew that. But we race anyways. You know, we race because we like to race. But so that's why I say that $100 to $150 million value is probably where it'll sit for a while until these teams can find a way to profit the 5 to 10, $15 million annually. So I guess I'm saying is like if the Wood brothers did want to get out, I have not heard they do, and I don't think they do, and I don't think they will. I don't believe that they would be regretting that sell. If they sold for 100 and it, maybe 5 years from now they could sell it for 150 million, does that really matter? They're going to hold out for 5 years, and they're probably going to waste or spend that 50 million that they're going to probably make in waiting. But I don't believe 10 years from now we're going to go, they should have held on to it because now they're $500 million.
Yeah, that's not making that jump.
Not at all. But I could be wrong. I mean, NFL teams like Washington in the 90s sold for $800 million and then recently just sold for $6 billion. I know NFL teams like the Panthers sold for $2.5 billion.
Yeah, it's just not apples to apples though. Comparing
and now,
to,
I'm just saying they have increased in value, but those companies make hundreds of millions of dollars being NFL teams.
Yeah, they make money.
They make money.
Yeah, each year they're guaranteed
NASCAR
to make.
teams are not showing that. We've seen we saw through the lawsuit what these teams lose and make.
Yeah,
it's not this big profit
enough.
system. Yeah.
No. And until it's a big profitable business, the values of the charters are going to stall at 100 to 150. I would guess.
Wasn't the lawsuit to fix some of that though?
Yes.
The lawsuit was to get the charters permanent.
And
the TV revenue, I think, has changed, and so
a little bit.
But you're still not guaranteed to make $10 million a year.
No. The one thing that they wanted, they weren't trying to fix that. I mean, they would have liked to have. They were more apt to lose money than they were to make money. And so they did go after some more TV money to make their opportunity to break even or profit somewhat better.
Mm-hmm.
But the most important thing was the permanent charter, because if there was this threat, though I knew it would probably never happen, that the charters could just disappear. And there's this thing that you can't hold in your hand. I guess you could if it was you've got a charter.
Yeah. What is a charter? Is that it? Is that your charter?
Here's a charter on a piece of paper.
This piece of paper said I own a charter.
Yeah, it's $25 to $50 million, but if you give it to me permanently, now it's immediately $100 million. Now, every team wanted that. Hell yes, right? So they got it, and that was really, really good that they were able to obtain that because, the charters, there was. I don't think it would have happened, but they absolutely could have lost. The charter system itself could have been thrown in the trash one day for a different idea or a different approach.
Oh, that'd be rough.
Yeah, that would have been hard to turn. That would have been hard to reverse and get back out of. But
yeah, I don't know if they come back out of that.
The teams felt that threat for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what happens to Josh Berry. I don't, the one thing that I was talking to somebody about this week is like in the Cup Series, there's the silly season's not all that silly anymore.
Because it has to happen in advance.
Yeah, and there's not a ton of options.
Yeah,
and a ton of rides out there.
Yeah, there's just not open stuff.
No, and so man, I thought if you won a Cup race, dude. You were at least guaranteed a career, right? A 20-year career. Boy, you could milk that single win like, no disrespect, but a lot of guys did in the 80s and 90s and so forth. They win a race, and Derek Cope, guys like that, man, dude, Greg Sachs, man, they'd find rides. They'd find something every year. They'd be in something, right? And it's just not that way anymore. Guys, there's not a lot of turnover. There's not a lot of churn. And so when you look at it, let's talk about it. The 33 is open. There's not a guarantee that it's an Austin Hill.
Doesn't sound like it's going to be Jesse.
Doesn't sound like it's going to be Jesse.
But there's other reasons for that too, though. It's not just that. It's like I think the sponsors. I think Jesse. I think Jesse's age plays part of that.
I feel like that. I don't think this is real, and I don't even know that this is being contemplated.
I can't wait for this.
But Noah Gragson to the 33.
I've heard that rumor.
Because of the Bass Pro Shop connection.
Yeah.
They love him.
Yeah.
They always have.
Yep.
And if that relationship is still as strong today with Bass Pro Shop and Noah, because way back when the 19 was open, Bass Pro Shop was like, "Hey, what about Noah?" And JGR was like, "No, we're gonna do Briscoe," and they were like, "Oh, all right, I guess we're doing Briscoe." But so I mean, there's that connection with Bass Pro Shop and Noah, and you could bring Noah in there to the 33, and he would be a good fit for that company.
I feel like him and Austin would be good teammates.
Personality-wise, yeah, I think he does. But I don't know that RCR wants this.
Mm-hmm.
That would open up the 4 where there's a potential that Josh goes there. I know that before Josh got the Wood Brothers ride, there was some conversation around Front Row as an option for him before.
There's a couple places that we're looking at him.
That he's looking at. The 33, there's no real opportunity. Come on, guys. What other cars are going to be available and open on the Cup side?
I mean, we think McDowell's sticking around until Tristan.
Yeah.
JGR is not opening up. Potentially Bowman, but if that's Bowman, it's Corey Day or Zilich.
Yeah. That's not going to be available.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Yeah.
So if maybe, I mean, this is getting down in the weeds, but if Zilich does depart, does that open up? There could be a seat there, but
maybe.
I mean, there's still not a ton.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting pretty far down the line.
Yeah. I think whatever Josh ends up doing, it's going to be a surprise because I don't think any of us have a good idea on something that like makes sense. I was surprised that he ended up at the Wood Brothers last year. That was a bit of a surprise, to be honest with you. I wouldn't have guessed that, but or not last year, the year before.
Year before, yeah.
But so it'll be interesting to see where he lands, and maybe it could be on Saturday. Maybe he could be racing back in the O'Reilly series.
Be great to have him back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I hate it for him, but
guy just wants to make a living driving race cars.
And he's really good at it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think you need some veterans in the sport.
It's weird though because it looked like when Josh won that Vegas race, they were
fast
speed
all year.
Yeah, they were like him and the crew chief. I think it was Miles were clicking well.
They were fast all year. This year,
I mean, Penske's not crushing it either.
This year it's been not good, but the Fords are not good. They've all kind of struggled. He's kind of been back there with his teammates at Penske. Blaney's ran good at times. Cindric's, done decent. But, I mean, Josh isn't, like, way out here on an island in terms of performance.
Like, what are you going to put in that car that's going to make it, like, automatically, like, I don't know.
Well, that's the other thing. I don't think there's anybody they put in that car where it runs better.
That's kind of what I was saying right there. Like, I think Josh is doing all he can do, and I don't think you put someone else in it. You're not going to gain 15 spots.
Yeah, the Cup Series versus other series, O'Reilly Truck or anything else, it's a huge jump.
Big jump.
I mean, look at Zilich this year. I just don't think that the chain. That's not Wood Brothers have every right to run their program however they want to run it. If they want to move on, try something different, absolutely. I just don't know that, and I don't know that I don't know that they expect performance to like flip immediately with a driver change. I don't think it does, but hey, I will say this too. It was a hell of an opportunity for Josh to race for them. They got a win in Vegas. They had some moments where they showed speed and potential that the Wood Brothers had never shown. Remember last year, all the laps led, and all that. There were these statistics with them and Josh that they hadn't had in decades. So I mean, there was some real good stuff there. It's been a tough year this year for a lot of different reasons. But when they paired up with Josh last year, they were doing things they hadn't done in a really, really long time.
At tracks you didn't expect.
That's
too.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
and this goes to, like, I know I talked to you a little bit about earlier, like, once you get in a hole right now, the way this system is with the metric deal, like, this bothers me. Yeah, it bothers me a lot that you don't get a chance to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a chance. You're in the crappy practice group.
I don't know why they do that.
Like,
why don't they have just one practice?
That, and
why?
I don't know.
What do they have 2 groups for?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I think you just don't get a chance. You don't get that little shot in the arm. Like, you have a couple bad races. It might not even be your fault. You're caught up in other people's stuff. And then now you got to go out and run in, this week will be a little bit different, but it's a road course. But like normally you go to another track, you're in the bad group. You're going to settle for hopefully a top 15, depending on where you go out. I mean, that's just how bad the track changes and the groups are and stuff. And you don't really get a chance to dig back out. And
yeah, you do.
It's not easy. No.
Denny talked about it on his podcast.
Smith,
you were there.
Zane Smith's doing a pretty good job, isn't he?
Is he?
Denny said himself it's hard to climb out.
It's hard.
I know.
It's not easy, but it's like not impossible.
It's not impossible, but when you're not everybody drives the 11 car.
Okay, but we've seen Legacy getting out. Like, drivers can go out there and get a good result.
I'm not saying you can't go get a good result, but you can't. It's harder for someone that's not a Hendrick car, or
welcome
JGR
to
car.
professional sports. It's hard. Like, so we're gonna.
But you don't have to make.
You
don't have to make it easier for
qualifying. Them. Look, qualifying is going to be the way it is. Everybody has to go out there. Everybody has to run one lap.
No problem.
And they could probably change the equation of how it weighs to where wherever you go out is more indicative of your points position. Not so much how you ran last week, because if you're a great car and a great team and you have a night or a day somewhere, that shouldn't affect where you qualify the next week. It should be more of a body of work where if maybe it's more weighed toward where you are in the point system, in overall points as to how you qualify. I don't know why we run 2 groups for practice. I think they should just start practice and everybody go out
50
there.
minutes, 2 sets of tires.
Yeah, go out there. Yeah, go practice. And that would alleviate some of this, some of I think that makes it really difficult on teams that go out in that first session and then the next group goes out on a racetrack that's a lot more similar to how you're going to race. Like the first session really is just rubbering the thing in.
It is.
And they get their track changes so much because they start green and they rubber it in, or they start on the O'Reilly rubber, the truck rubber, and they got to wear all that off because it's a different tire.
Mm-hmm.
And then they they get the track kind of prepped for Group B. Group B gets to go out there and go, okay, this is pretty close to how Sunday will be. And they just run and get to work on their car better.
And the qualifying to race adjustments are a lot easier when
100%. So that to me is something that could change, is get rid of the 2 groups practice, because I don't know what other reason it has to be there.
Yep.
And qualifying could be more weighed toward your overall points position. And that'll be what it is. It is what it is, right?
I'm okay tweaking the formula. Yeah. I just don't think a random draw should be done.
Random is not a good idea.
I think random's better than what we do now, but I'm not saying it's the right way.
No. Random is not good. Because that sucked, man. You would...
Well, yeah, but it also helped you at times, too.
Yeah, but, I mean, you want it to be more consistent. Like, hey...
There's enough luck in this sport. We don't need to add another piece of luck.
I don't know that random would be fun for a fan or broadcaster.
Yes.
But when we're talking about like purity and performance and racers and how should it probably truly be done, it should be weighed more toward like your points position.
Like you go out around cars that you're near.
That's right. You're going to qualify around cars that your points you're competing with in points, and
I agree with that more than what we're doing now by far.
Yeah.
Like way more.
It's going to it's gonna be tougher for the guys that are way down in points, but that you're down there because you're not fast. You got to try to work on your.
But if you put together a couple solid races,
Yes.
you're
Climb several points,
Yeah.
and you move
I just
up.
think a DNF kicks you so far down, like you're and that the jump
The first
is
in
bad.
qualifying. So the other thing too is that we qualify right after we practice, and I've done this in the O'Reilly series. The racetrack is awful.
Mhm.
So you've practiced for an hour between the two groups. Track's got a ton of rubber on it. The first 5-6 cars, all they do is go out there and
Pull it up.
slide all over the
Mhm.
place, pulling up all this rubber.
Yep.
And they make the track really nice and green for the 15th car, the 10th car.
Group
And
2.
Yeah, and as the qualifying goes, the track improves because it gets cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. So it's just an advantage
It's
for
naturally getting faster.
Yeah, it's an advantage to go later. I don't know how. One thing they did at Bristol is right after practice, they sent pace trucks out there that ran around that racetrack
Mhm.
like 10, 20 laps.
Picked up some stuff.
And nobody was like, I was like, holy shit, that's nice. And I was watching them. I'm sitting there, one of the first cars to go out and qualify, and I'm in my car, and I'm watching the rubber get picked up by the pace trucks. And I'm like, yeah, tell them keep going. Keep going. That's nice.
Yeah.
Go faster.
Yeah.
And so the track was actually improved by that.
And you can see it. Like the
Yeah,
track
and I
changes
ended up-
color.
Yeah, and I ended up going out there. I can't qualify for and I qualified 15th,
Yeah, I remember that.
going third or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I remember that.
Had the pace trucks not done that, I'd have qualified 25th or worse.
There's just so much compounded on it. Like you go out in the top 5, you have a bad run
Yeah.
because the track's bad. Then guess what? You pick
Mhm.
your pit, so you have a terrible pit. You can't get bailed out that way at
Yeah.
all. There's just so much stuff that
They need
stacks up.
Yeah, they need to come up with. I wonder if they could come up with an apparatus that they could take around the racetrack for a couple of laps that could try to pick up a majority of the rubber that they've laid down.
Like track packers kind of.
Yeah, so
Like
if
a
they
dirt
had,
track?
if they had like this thing that had like 2 or 3 rows, and it was like maybe 10 tires wide,
Tires, yeah.
Yeah,
Just old tires.
just old tires, and it's like 10 tires, 3 rows deep, and it's this long trailer of just tires.
Mm-hmm.
And you go out there, and this thing just runs around the track about 3 or 4 times in the groove, right, and just tries to get as much of that rubber up as it can.
Yeah.
That might, because I'm telling you, that's made a big difference at Bristol, and I don't see them doing that everywhere, especially the larger tracks. They don't even
Mhm.
do it. They just in practice and send the first guy
Mhm.
for qualifying out minutes later,
Yeah, 10 minutes.
and he's out there on that old rubbered up track, no grip.
And it doesn't drive anything like what
Yeah.
he last remembers it either.
No, because he wasn't.
So-
Yeah, track was green as when he was
Yeah.
out there.
That's what I mean. I just think there's too many things. It's too
Yeah.
big of a gap.
All right. Shout out to Legacy for their improvement over the last couple of weeks. 2 top 10 finishes this weekend at Pocono. They've been gaining on it. Jimmie and his team went the long way to get to where they're going, but they're making it.
Why do you say the long way?
Well, the rumor is that when Jimmie got a hold of this race team, they could take all of the tools that Toyota has, Sim, and all of these things, and use it, basically all the same stuff that JGR has. But I think Jimmie and his groups decided to build their own Sim
Mm-hmm.
and build their own programs and build their own tools. They get a lot of information from Toyota around aero mapping and bodies and all of the wind tunnel stuff. They get all of this they get same information. But the tools they use in-house, they wanted to build them themselves, and that took a while for them to get up to speed.
I believe they're also paying JGR now for some information.
They may be. They're doing it the right way. It took a while to get here, but I believe this is sustainable.
You saying there's a wrong way?
I think it's sustainable what they're doing.
Yeah, it's good to see them up
This
there.
isn't a pop and a flash of just because they've done that in the past.
No.
Yeah.
They'll show up and just be good for no damn
The
reason.
43, dude, I'm in Michigan. The 43
Yeah.
drove through the field.
Established in 1914, NOCO provides industry-leading battery power solutions, including jump starters, tire inflators, battery chargers, lithium batteries, and a wide range of accessories. Through its innovative design, It provides users with dependable power for home, business, and recreational needs. The NOCO Boost X GBX45 is a 1250 amp lithium jump starter. It can jumpstart gas engines up to 6.5 liters and diesel up to 4 liters, which covers most cars and SUVs on the road today. But it's not just a jump starter. It's a 60-watt USB-C power bank, a 100-lumen flashlight with SOS and strobe, and it recharges from 0 to ready to jump in 5 minutes. If you ever went outside and got in your car and tried to crank it up and the battery's dead, you know how frustrating that can be. But thanks to NOCO, you don't have to stress about that. You know you can have the peace of mind that if something happens, you're covered. And the best part is how small and compact it is. It really makes it easy to keep in your vehicle, and you don't even have to think about it until it's needed. Pick one up at no.co/GBX45. That's no.co/GBX45. And you can use code Dale Jr. at no.co for 10% off while it lasts. That's DALEJR at no.co. All right, so we got Chris Gayle calling in to the Dale Jr. download today. Chris, crew chief for Denny Hamlin. And we have celebrated Denny for a lot over the last several weeks, and we'll celebrate him some more for another win at Pocono. But a guy that I don't know that's getting a lot of credit, and maybe he doesn't care, he doesn't mind either way, but is Chris Gayle, crew chief for Denny, and he's here today. So thank you, Chris, for coming on. Congratulations on a hell of a run. And, you know, there's a lot here, but one of the things that I find really interesting, having been so close to the sport over the last several weeks, obviously I've tried to watch it and stay plugged in best I can, but man, being on the broadcast team, you kind of get behind some closed doors and some conversations, and you really get to hear about details. The Toyota has done a great job. The Toyota company have done a good job of coming together and developing an incredible car and a great engine package. It's whatever the roadmap's been over the last couple of years. It's been a smart one because y'all are above and beyond the other manufacturers. But aside from that, you have extracted more speed out of your particular Toyota than the other teams. Or you found something between you and your driver that seems to really, really match well with what this car needs, particularly late in the race. I'm fascinated by that. Denny has talked about, man, my restarts need to get better. We watch the times. We watch practice. We see he doesn't really fire off and throw a lap down. The 45's faster most often. The 20 might be faster. Even competitors will say that Denny ain't the quickest car on the racetrack. But, man, at lap 10, 20, 30, he is. He's the best car on the racetrack in the long run. I know you're keeping all this close to your vest, but how are you guys able to do this? I know Denny's a big part of that, and he works really hard at his craft. But speak to the way that you've been able to stand out amongst your peers in the Toyota camp.
Well, I think that you're spot on with that, right? So, like, I think it was around Vegas last year, right, where Denny hadn't quite run well at Vegas, and we kind of, I don't want to say stumbled across something. We were doing something at some other racetracks at intermediates that we thought, this might not apply to Vegas. You know, it's a little rough. There are a lot of things going on here that are different than other racetracks. And we kind of took a chance on exploiting some of that there. And honestly, it worked better than we thought, right? We were really strong at the end of that race. And we've kind of just taken that base package and exploited that at more and more racetracks with the intermediate package. And I think that, you know, Denny already had the natural strength to where he was better on the long run, right, than the short run. He knows to take care of his tires. He tries not to push it on the front side with anything that's going to hurt him on the back side of the run. So if anything, like you alluded to, we've almost over the last few weeks needed to work on restarts. And I think you've seen a little bit of that here lately. Now, some of that is maybe there's a very small contribution to car balance. You know, if you want to be really good in the long run, it's no secret that the next gen cars wind up going loose, right? Air pressures build, diffuser comes up higher at the end of the runs. So we could affect that a little bit, but I think some of it's a conscious effort on Denny's part on the restarts with car placement and what he's doing there, and then aggression level. But definitely we've exploited a few things that, you know, we didn't think were going to necessarily work out well, or we were skeptical about it, and it's turned out better than we thought, and we've been able to just bring it to more and more racetracks.
The Chevrolets have a new body that they've been working on. They seem to be extracting a little more pace out of their cars. They still struggle over the course of the run, but they are getting there. That's the thing about this sport that's so fascinating is the ebb and flow of competition and organizations. How do you guys continue to drive yourself to keep that advantage? You know that this is a long play here, and you have the chase coming up. You're in a really, really good spot points-wise, but when it comes down to those final 10 races, that gap's closing a little bit with the Chevrolets. How do you motivate your team to continue to build performance?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think it's simple, right? Like those guys are really coming in with a new car and having to do a lot more experimenting and trying to find things, right? We have had the same body for a while now, right? To where we've really refined and know what we're kind of going after. I think for us, we've got to not get complacent in that, not get happy with where we are. But I think we have a group of people around us, the 11 team, Toyota, JGR as a whole, who still are willing to try things that might be on the fringes. I just alluded to a Vegas setup thing that we tried last year. When we were running pretty well, we could have not done that. But you're trying to think forward, right? Okay, what's the next step? How do we still continue to get better? And with the next-gen car, right, you're not going to typically find the one trick that you're going to be able to get away with anymore, right? I think those days are gone. I mean, it's making the wheel a little rounder in every area, right? And I think that's the part when you're you know the car so well, you know the system so well, that now you can just keep implementing those little changes to like, okay, now we can get a couple percent better here, a couple percent better in this area, and you just stack them. And I think that's what this racing is all about now with next gen, with spec cars, with, all these things that are parts that aren't in your control anymore. It's how can I take these parts and how can I collectively put them together to get the most out of them?
Yeah, that's very fascinating. You mentioned how the racing has changed and how NASCAR at the Cup level has changed, and I don't want to use F1 as a comparison or say that I don't want to speak too much F1 around our sport, but it really is trending in that direction. I think that Toyota's done this amazing job of collaboration among teams. I know that Legacy went the long way around to get what they needed, and they wanted to create some of their own tools. But I also know, speaking with some representatives from Toyota, that the collaboration in the Toyota group among all cars is better. It's just better than what Chevrolet and what Ford's doing. And that's hard to get everyone to buy in, right? It's hard to get all crew chiefs, car owners, everyone, engineers, everyone to sort of be on the same page, even in the same building, much less other organizations trying to stay on the same page together. How important is that to the success y'all are having and that you see in Legacies find their speed finally? That's a real thing. That's not like a pop-off, one-off. And how what's the messaging to sell to all of the Toyota teams that we all need to continue to collaborate so that we're the ones out there winning these races and not allowing the other manufacturers to figure this out and catch us?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's hard for me to speak to what other teams are doing, right? I've grown up in the Toyota family. I've grown up here at JGR since 2002. So as soon as Toyota was involved in the sport, I've pretty much only seen that side. I've seen a small, sample size of how Chevrolet was at that time when we were kind of the third tier team and how those tiers kind of worked. But when Toyota came over, right, it was always going to be this one team approach across all of their cars, which started off as JGR, then Michael Waltrip. And I think as that ended and as Toyota got more and more involved with bringing other teams back in, it's always been about, the rising tide helps all boats float higher. And then we've kind of taken that approach where if we, put aside some of our individual preferences and say, what's better for the collective group? How do we communicate amongst all of us so that we're not wasting time? Aero program wise, we're not splitting in different directions, doing totally different things with one group versus another. And there's more of a unified approach, I think that that's what helps everything. And if you just do that from the car side, from the engine side, from the aero side, where you don't get off on these tangents that maybe don't make sense to the direction you're going, eventually, maybe there's a good idea out there on a tangent somewhere, but it's so different than the direction we were already going that it doesn't help you get to the end goal faster, right? So I think it's kind of like pulling the rope in one direction. If you get everybody on board and we're pulling this direction, even if it's not 100% right, you get so many people on board that eventually you get there faster, right? And I think that that's exactly what happens with a Toyota approach here.
I got a question for you. So I feel like every time we get to this part of the year, Denny's usually pretty strong, and we're all kind of thinking, is this the year? Is this Denny's year finally? Is he going to get the championship? Is there a different approach that, that you think plan on taking or will take or think Denny needs to take to, for this to be the year to get the championship?
I think that this playoff format, this point system fits him well.
I agree.
I don't think that there needs to be a different approach. I'm of the opinion, we can look forward and talk about all kinds of possibilities and how we should do this. I take it one race at a time. You know what I mean? That is what has got us to this point. One win at a time, one race at a time, one practice session. Okay, how do we just optimize the next one? How do we do that better? I think that, that has served us well in the short span that I've been as crew chief, and I don't see a reason to change that to this point now. And I think that just knowing, he's had, right, I think I saw a stat, he's one of 3 drivers who has more wins than DNFs. I think that he's very aware of how to race and how to be, race savvy. And I think that all that, if we just worry about bringing good cars, the strategy about the race in front of us, and don't get ahead of our skis, that's what's going to get us there.
Yeah. You can only control what you can control.
Correct.
You guys done a great job over the last couple of weeks closing the gap to Tyler Reddick for the points lead. And it's really that one win difference, Tyler with 5, you guys with 4, that separates you at 19 points for the most part. You go into a couple road courses, Denny will publicly downplay his excitement around those events, but I know behind closed doors he's probably very, very devoted and working extremely hard to try to perform as well as he can. Reddick is pretty solid at the road course races. This is such a unique event that we're going into at San Diego. And if we look back at anything that we've ever done that's new, particularly Chicago street course, anytime we try anything new, it's chaos. It is. It's going to be there is so many things waiting for us at San Diego that we're not even aware of that are going to be problematic. And Denny will be an advantage to you guys because of his approach and his sturdy and steady approach to things. How's your confidence level, I suppose, going into these next 2 events? He's actually had a couple of solid days out at Sonoma where he showed speed and been capable of winning that race. How do you guys continue to carry this momentum forward going into a couple of road courses, knowing how important trying to be able to claim that points lead is?
Yeah, I agree with you on the San Diego thing. I don't think any of us know exactly what to fully expect, right? We can run all the simulator laps we want to run, which is a guess on grip level and everything that's going to happen. It's a simulation, and it's probably as far off as it's ever been when you don't have a actual racetrack to correlate it to. I think it's going to be complete chaos. I think the track's going to get blocked. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff like that, and I think that Denny is very aware of, okay, I probably don't have the outright speed to go beat Tyler Reddick here, but what I can do is avoid trouble all day. I can, not get myself into some situation where I'm putting toe links on this thing because I'm getting myself driving above my capabilities, at this. And I think that that's what we're really focused on these next 2 is just trying to not bleed points, get the best finish we can, maximize our day, which I know sounds cliche, but, at a place where it's not necessarily your strength, I don't know what else to do specifically when you're going into an unknown weekend and a chaotic weekend. I think that it's going to be that simple for us. Sonoma, I feel like we haven't brought the best car. And to be quite honest with you, we've had cars that have run good there, right? Like the 20 and the 19 were really strong last year. And we'll probably lean on those 2 guys and pickpocket their setup a little more and then just kind of tune on it for Denny and take that approach at a place like Sonoma. But I don't know that, San Diego's necessarily anybody's going to know for sure. You just adapt after practice once we can kind of tune in things a little better.
Denny has, a habit of having a light bulb moment in the middle of the night and jumping on sim in the morning, or and he's not afraid to try to apply this sim. I was just talking to some SVG, for example. He's not a big sim guy. He'll race on iRacing at home, but he doesn't really get to the manufacturer sim too often. So everybody, we've seen it. Every driver's across the board unique on how they trust or apply the sim, but it seems to be Denny's very open-minded to having it be a benefit to him. How much sim time have you been spending with him in preparing for San Diego? I know running a lap there, just doing 2 hours, you might get 15 laps.
Yeah.
But how much work have you guys done in the sim?
Yeah, I mean, we're probably 2 sessions in, which is about call it 3 hours total, just over 3 hours total, which, like you said, we're only just over 100 laps, right around that to this point. We'll have a big session Wednesday where we'll probably do at least another 100 laps, more like hour and a half, 3 hours, right? But you kind of take it in steps, particularly with a new track, right? Where, maybe grip levels up and he's just learning the track, right? How does he get his rhythm? It takes a lot longer at a road course to kind of get where he's good enough, where he's kind of conditioned enough to where now I can throw changes at it and he can actually tell something other than he's just getting better with reps each lap. So I think that's the harder part on a road course. And then you alluded to it, right? We're going to be, we think, just over 2-minute laps or whatever. I mean, a 50-minute practice session, we get cautions in it. What are these guys going to get? 12 to 15 laps maximum?
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
And
we got way more tires too.
Yeah, I mean,
we got way more tires, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we got 3 sets of tires. I don't know why. Well, there's no way you're going to have time to pour 3 sets of tires on this thing. Yeah, they're going to be learning at the start of the race still. And so, I mean, sim is kind of what you got. And to be quite honest with you, Denny's done a great job of embracing sim for what it is, right? It's not perfect. It's for sure imperfect. It's not perfect, and it's tires. It's all these things that you tweak to make the sim better that make it useful. And so really it's the process of how you use it and what can you glean out of it. It's not going to be 100%, but there's going to be something you pick out of it that does apply. And how do you do that? And I think Denny's been very open to doing that, and it just shows his leadership, at JGR, with some of the other drivers and how he's been willing to adapt and do things differently. That keeps giving him an advantage.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I appreciate you talking about that a little bit, and because I feel like that some guys just write the sim off, and I know that they feel like, man, I get in the sim and I feel like I'm hurting myself. I feel like I'm taking myself backwards. But to your point, if you apply a certain approach to the sim, there's some things to be learned.
Yeah, he's spot on.
And Denny, right? Denny should help. Part of this is the driver should help you get better at doing it. What does he really
knows
do
the
to
field.
Make it better? Yeah, correct.
Yes.
So his feedback drives the development path that we make with the sim.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I agree. Yep. I thought Chicago was hard to learn on the sim. Then I went and ran this place.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be something.
It's going to be.
Well, good luck. I really appreciate your time today. We've had a lot of opportunities to talk to Denny, and I've been thinking a lot about you over the last couple of weeks and how much of a role you've played in the success of this race team. And great to get you on here and to talk to you a little bit about that. And we'll see you out in San Diego. It's going to be a lot of fun. Chaos, but it should be a good time.
Absolutely. It'll be something new. It'll be enjoyable, right?
Absolutely. All right, buddy. We'll see you. All right, it's time for Dirty Modo. We are on our own today. Russell is busy, I suppose.
He can't predict the road course.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come around.
No, he doesn't want to get shown up this week.
Well, this segment's brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel, the premier gaming destination of the United States. There's no lines yet, but SVG is the favorite. And that's the question. It's like, just how badly is SVG going to beat these guys? Anytime we go to a road course that no one has been on, it exaggerates his advantage. Like he's just going to be miles better than all these other drivers.
It takes me back to Chicago.
Oh, man, he's just going to destroy the field. They're just going to have to hope that something about that car fails.
Something.
I don't see him making mistakes and crashing or doing anything like that. There's going to have to be a failure of some sort.
He can run at a 9 out of 10 at this place.
Yeah.
And still be.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is his backyard. I mean, this is what he does.
A name that I didn't put on here, just remembered, is Project 91, which is where SVG started, is back with Kevin Magnussen, the F1 driver.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't.
Do we think that he's going to be like what the typical ringers used to do, come in and kind of be good, or do we think that he can actually like top 10?
Top 10.
I think he can top 10 it. I think SVG's got them cars dialed in really good now. He's just got to figure the car out, but he's a race car driver. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. Because I just wonder also, you got all of SVG's information, so his setup's probably going to,
It's definitely shown his input and how he's learned this car and what he needs, and it's definitely shown. I mean, we've seen it. So SVG's doing a great job of picking that program up, I think, on the road course stuff.
Who else do we think could honestly?
I think Zilich, but I mean, he's gonna be against the odds to begin with, but he should have enough raw speed. I think it started showing at Coda and stuff. You saw some, you could see some speed out of him. I think he could have I think Connor could really have a good run. He could have a good West Coast trip. If he runs good at San Diego, he'll carry that momentum into Sonoma.
Well, I got some average finishes over the road courses with the next gen. Shane obviously stands out among the field with 14 starts with an average finish of 6.7. Buescher is next, just barely edging out Tyler Reddick. So I like Tyler Reddick a lot to go out there and perform. I think he's under a little bit of pressure having his points lead dwindle down to 19 over Denny, and I think he sees this as an opportunity for 2 weeks in a row at San Diego and Sonoma to build back on that points lead. He knows he's probably going to have to be able to keep it for the remainder of the regular season. I know we're not supposed to say regular season.
That's what it is.
But it is what it is. Buescher, I mean, I think he'll have a top 10. He's a top 10 guy. Let's put Buescher down for a top 10 on our parlay.
The driver I thought would have had a top 10, but I'm not so sure now, is Christopher Bell.
Yeah. Well, it'll be tough for him. He's going to be very uncomfortable. The other driver that I like, and he's down this list a ways, is Ty Gibbs. Just really impressed with his speed at the road courses. He had a good run last year at a couple of road courses. And so we went to Mexico City, for example, which was kind of a course that not a lot of us had a ton of experience at. Not a lot of our guys have had many, many miles at. And he went out there and ran really well. So I like Reddick. I like Ty Gibbs.
I like Ty Gibbs,
and
too.
I like McDowell. And AJ. When you think about, why SVG is going to be at a huge advantage over the field, because none of these guys have seen this place. And if you take him and the rest of the field to a track they've never seen, he's going to hit it and adapt to it quickly and just be faster all weekend. You're never going to be able to match him.
Mm-hmm.
We have other road course specialists in the field that I also believe will have that same advantage, and that's guys like McDowell and AJ. I know we talk about AJ a lot, but McDowell's a road course racer.
Yeah.
And he had a great run at Watkins Glen. Spires on the uptick. Wouldn't be surprised to see.
I like Suarez.
You like Suarez too?
I like
Yeah,
Suarez.
I agree.
I do. I like Suarez there.
Yeah. Well,
he's good at he's just good at these types of things.
He's good at grinding them out.
Like this, yeah.
Let's talk about our top 10 parlay. So I want to put Tyler Reddick.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put Ty Gibbs, McDowell, and Allmendinger all in the same parlay to top 10 this man. Let's do it.
All right. We ain't working next week if
Well, we know SVG is
This one
going to.
hits.
We know SVG is going to be.
you might as well throw him in there. It probably won't move the line much, but
So
go ahead.
we are predicting half of the top 10.
If you bet this,
Whoa.
thank
You
Dale.
bet this in a win and it hits.
That vacation's gonna be sweet.
So let's go. Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, Allmendinger, McDowell. Those four. Why not?
no, I'm saying I like it.
I
That's
do
why.
too.
I like Suarez over McDowell, but I'll still roll with it.
Well, I'm good with that too. If you want
Yeah.
to pull McDowell and slide Suarez in there, but I'm gonna go with McDowell because of what I saw at the Glen.
Yeah, he did run good there. I agree.
And I just feel like I feel like at this place there's gonna be there'll be some anomalies. There'll be some cars that absolutely nail the setup,
Mm-hmm.
and there'll be guys that run good that shouldn't. I think back to the first race at the Chicago Street Course, and it was Homeboy in the 7. Or no, he was racing for
Talking about
Colleague.
Oh,
Come on, he's in the truck series now for Colleague.
Justin Haley.
Justin Haley. Remember, SVG had to pass his ass for the lead.
yeah, he was running good.
Yeah. So I mean, there'll be one of those guys.
A weird caution's
Yeah.
gonna.
Well,
yeah, but also the to nail the setup, somebody's gonna like accidentally nail the setup.
Yeah.
accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And it'll be there'll be a name in that top 10, and you'll be like, dang, like a Ty Dillon or something.
Chicago did have that because you had Joey Hand
Yes.
was up there as well. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, where'd he
Yeah.
come from?
And 2, yeah, the strategy will vary. I think the length of the track, there'll be some funky
Cautions.
Things that
There'll
might
be
happen.
some weird time cautions.
We might end up learning that you just absolutely can't pass, and so, and there'll be a bunch of people getting junked,
Mhm.
like getting down into turn 2 and like that. There'll be some junked ass race cars that may happen to one of our guys that we're betting for the top 10, but I think there'll be a larger amount of attrition, bent toe links like that, cars slapped up against the concrete.
Mhm.
And I think that there'll be more problems with that going. But we'll just have to see. The in the O'Reilly series, we got to talk about this one because there's no Connor Zillich and there's no SVG. All right. So we've got a little driver list printed about, have you got it, TJ, over there? So let's look at this list and talk about who could come out here and surprise, because SVG and Connor's not in the race. They're going to both be racing at Sonoma next weekend for Junior Motorsports, or the weekend after, I'm sorry. So who is your favorite to go into San Diego out of the O'Reilly series? A guy that I think I want to put on my list, I don't know if is Sam Mayer. I think Sam Mayer's a tenacious little road course racer.
Yep, I agree.
Coming off of some good momentum from Pocono. Carson Quapple
He's a good road course.
is a solid little road course racer as well. Going on down the list here. Yeah, Justin will be tough as usual. Brent Cruz.
Yeah, Brent Cruz
will be very tough. Brent Cruz is probably maybe my favorite because this guy's run a lot of Trans Am, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of road course training experience, laps. I feel like that he'll be a tough one to compete with. Let's see.
I'd say Austin Green.
Austin Green will top 10 it with that car.
Yeah, I like Austin Green.
Yep, he'll just make no mistakes and go out there and do it. All right, so I'm going to probably put Brent Cruz at the top of the list to go out there and be the favorite to win the race. And behind him is going to be Justin Allgaier, Sam Mayer, maybe Carson Quapple, and also late in the race, Austin Hill. Austin Hill, this guy, he'll qualify 8th, 10th, some like that, but he is a grinder.
He is.
And you're going to have that late stage caution restart with 5 to go, and he'll be lined up in row 2, and you'll be like, where's his ass been all day? Because he'll be running 7th and 8th all day long. And
yeah, and he's usually not the one getting pushed out of the way.
He's the one doing the pushing.
He's the bulldog.
Yeah, he is the bowling ball late in the race, not the bowling pin. And that's it's either
Yeah.
Like it's either be the bowling ball or be the bowling pins. There's no middle ground late in those races. So that race is going to be chaos. I think the truck race will as well. Honestly, I think the O'Reilly race will probably be the one with the most chaos. Don't you? For whatever reason, the truckers, I don't know that they'll have their share of mistakes.
I feel like they get spread out a little bit.
They get a little more distance between them.
Yeah, the O'Reilly cars.
There's a little less parity in the truck series.
Yeah, I agree. The O'Reilly cars, you'll have a good little.
There's a lot of good road course racers in okay, decent cars in the O'Reilly series that's
Yeah.
going to make that top 15 tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brent Cruz is our favorite.
I agree.
All right. That's it for Dirty Mo Go. Thank you guys, and thank you FanDuel for the premier gaming destination in the United States. Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. Guess what? We are coming to San Diego. We got 2 live shows for you. Friday the 19th, there's Dirty Mo Live presented by the U.S. Navy. We will be on the NASCAR Experience stage at 10:45 local time. Ryan Blaney will be the headliner, so that should be a lot of fun. Then on Saturday the 20th, we're doing a live broadcast of the Dale Jr. Download presented by Arby's and the U.S. Navy right there in Victory Lane at 5:30 p.m. local. Come hang out. Hope to see you there. We'll be having a blast. If you aren't going to San Diego, you can check all of this out on our Dirty Mo Media YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have some new merch for you at shop.dirtymomedia.com. Here's a new t-shirt. This is for the San Diego weekend. The Dale Jr. Download got you a little airplane right there. It's time for a pit stop, Naval Base Coronado. And then for all you Arby's fans, beef. I just think that's fun. Beef. And then this one's pretty cool. The Dale Jr. Download shirt, the official Dale Jr. Download Arby's shirt. We have the meats. You've got the airplane, the Navy represented, Naval Base Coronado, San Diego. Just a neat shirt. Check them out on shop.dirtymomedia.com. Hey, everybody. Check it out, man. I got some Jerky Boys here. I've been eating on that this morning. Jerky Boys. Hey, by the way, if you're in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, it's a great place to go. Take your family. They have a huge aquarium, massive. It's badass. But they got a lot of stuff to do in Gatlinburg. It is the biggest attraction on the Strip in Gatlinburg. Is Sugarlands.
Oh,
they have the
I know what
most
you're
foot
talking about.
traffic.
Yeah.
No one has more foot traffic than Sugarlands. We are now selling Jerky Boys in the Sugarlands building.
I saw that.
Yeah, so when you go in there and you're doing some sips and tasting some stuff,
Get some jerky.
and maybe getting some High Rock vodka, pick up some Jerky Boys.
You make a Bloody Berry with High Rock, dip some Jerky Boys in it.
You stir it.
Jerky Boys
Yeah.
is killing it. So anyhow, how's everybody doing? Let's bring everybody over here. Everybody, hi from Central New York. Is there any Jerky Boys in the Tahoe? Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some Jerky Boys in the Tahoe.
I can confirm
Talking about
that.
Wendell Jr.'s ride. We'll definitely put some in there. If you're looking for Jerky Boys, you can buy it on our website or you can buy it on Amazon as well. And we're starting to get it in some stores. Good question here. Do you stay in touch with the Eury family? Absolutely. Me and Tony Jr. talk all the time. I'll reach out to Pops every now and then, see how he's doing. They still go to the racetrack. Tony Jr. still building race cars, still racing like hell. Let's get to it. We got some questions. First off, I want to thank Xfinity for waving the red flag on internet price hikes and raising the green flag for savings. You get the speed and reliable Wi-Fi that you need, locked in one price, 5 years, no surprises, no late yellows. Thank you, Xfinity, for being a badass partner here at Dirty Mo. And let's get to the questions.
So I think there's 2 popular questions. Number 1 is, who is Jimmy Jam?
Jimmy Jam. So Jimmy Johnson, for when, I've known Jimmy since he started racing in the O'Reilly series. He drove the Kingsford number 59 at St. Louis. And we've been friends all through the years. And he always got accused of being too vanilla. And he raced for Rick Hendrick, and they were buttoned up and proper and polished. And Jimmy would never really show his personality, or people thought that his personality was super vanilla.
Yeah.
But I knew it wasn't. I've been around him. He's a wild man, liked to party, liked to raise hell, but he just didn't like to share that with people. And I don't know that Lowe's appreciated him doing that either. I'm not really sure what his reasoning behind kind of keeping his personal life or his true personality so suppressed. But we used to joke, and he told me this. He goes, man, when I go party and raise hell, that's Jimmy Jam. Otherwise I'm Jimmie Johnson. And so we would joke with him like, hey man, let's go. We're going to go do this thing. Are we going to see Jimmy Jam? And he's like, yeah, Jimmy Jam's going to come out. I went golfing with him one time, and we're on the golf course, and we're playing through a couple holes, and we get toward the end, and he's like, hey man, if you want a mulligan, all you got to do is shotgun a beer. And so, 3 holes later, we're all in bad shape because we kept on, shotgunning beers for mulligans. And he broke his arms, way back in the day because he was on top of a golf cart surfing. I mean, this guy's a ton of fun. I could go on and on. Well, he had this viral moment just recently, a couple days ago. He was at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and he was having a great time, and apparently, got roped into an interview that he did while he was on another planet. My man was raising hell. And so he must have been going all day to, that Jimmie sounded like the Jimmie that had been going all day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
that wasn't just a couple pops.
No, that wasn't just an evening.
No.
But good for him, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I'm like, dude, and he's so like, I'll be honest, like he doesn't mind us talking about that. He doesn't prefer it. And he wished that it wouldn't have happened. And he doesn't you won't get him you won't catch him sort of like laughing about it. You know what I'm saying? But I've told him 1,000 times, I'm like, dude, I told him in the text message, I said, if you'd have done that in 2002, I would have never won a Most Popular Driver award. You would have won it. I was like, if you could have shown that side of yourself back when you were winning all those damn races and people would have known this dude's a good time and not stiff, things would have been a whole lot different. But, that's who he is. That guy's, that's Jimmie. That's the Jimmie I know. He's a lot of fun. And
it's kind of like Derek Jeter with the Yankees.
Is that right?
Like he had this image he upheld, and
that's right.
You didn't really see him doing anything wild on it, but you knew that he had fun.
I remember the first time that you took me to Jimmie's house because he lived next to Jimmy Elledge. Yeah, we went over there, and dude, super fun. You're right. If people would have saw that side of Jimmie then, he's awesome.
And and I know these days he's got a company to run and an image to uphold, and I don't think that he did anything to change anybody's opinion about him. If anything, people just see he's a human being and having a good time while he's out there. So all good, and we're going to work together a little bit on the TNT side of things. We got our TNT 5 races coming up starting in Sonoma, so we're in this text message, and we've been giving Jimmie a hard time over there over the last couple of days. And that conversation or that video, it might come up during our 5 race series with TNT. We might have to ask Jimmie, on air exactly what was going on. But anyways, good stuff. Everybody appreciates Jimmie just being a badass race car driver and a good dude. I know that he's introduced me to a whole bunch of I probably would have done or taken the time to do. I learned how to ski through he encouraged me to, go out to Aspen, and I'm like, man, I don't want to ski. I don't care about that. I don't want to blow my knee out. I'm not all into that. Y'all go on and do it. And he's like, nope, you're coming, you're doing it. And now, we go skiing once a year, me and my family. And so, riding bikes and trying to get into shape and do better there. I rode 2,400 miles in 2017 because of Jimmie. I never would have rode 1 mile if it hadn't been for that guy.
Yeah.
And, so he's just a great dude. He's always last year, he took me, the Mears, the Kansas on this trip to Ireland and London. And he's like, hey, all set up. We got it. Y'all just come on, have fun. And just a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Next question is, people want to know, how excited are you to be calling the race from an aircraft carrier?
That's a real deal, man.
That's badass.
Yeah. we're going to get on this aircraft carrier, and we're going up in the tower, and we're calling the race from the control tower, and we can see some of the race track from where we're at. So we'll be able to get the vibe.
I would hope so.
Well, I'm just saying, like, when we're, I don't like not being able to see the damn racetrack. I don't like that.
Yeah, flat too,
Yeah.
hard to see.
And so there's and I not so much, and I know there's been this conversation for a long time now about being at the studio or at the track and all that. I'm just saying I want to be there to feel the energy of the event happening, right, in real time.
Yep.
Good time.
Chicago was good.
Yeah. Well, Chicago wasn't, because we were in a
Radio style.
rented.
Oh, that's right.
I was in a no.
The feel of the event was good.
Last year I was in a rented. It was a shipping container. No, and we were 2 blocks from the racetrack, looking at monitors.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I got Stefan.
Yeah.
So I told Stefan, I was like, Stefan, come and sit in this shipping container with us, and there's a monitor over here on our right. So we got the production in front of us, the real what you're seeing on TV, and over to our right we had a big wall of like 12 monitors, and they were just fixed monitors on all the turns. And I was like, Stefan, you stare at those, and if you see a car stopped, or if you see anybody hit anything, I don't give a what you see. You slap me in the arm and you tell me what it was. And so I think I'm gonna try to get Stefan up in that aircraft carrier, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get him the access we need.
Might be a little tougher.
Because I don't like to miss.
No,
I don't like
agree.
I don't like there for a car to be sitting there for 15 seconds and us not know it.
Did you do a corner at Chicago the first year or something?
Yeah, radio style.
Yeah, radio style. That's
Yeah.
right.
Not my favorite.
Mm.
We did radio style at Pocono. I felt so terrible. Like, I felt like there's no way this can be good to listen to.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm not a radio guy. I'm just not cut out for it.
No.
Yeah. But
Next questions. I forget who it was in the chat. They want to know, why don't we see more drivers become crew chiefs?
you want to know a funny story about radio style from Pocono?
Let's hear it.
So I'm in the tunnel at Pocono, and I'm up on this perch just outside the turn. And we're doing radio style. Here they come, coming at me, 4 wide. Whoa, this guy's in the lead. There they go. Bow. And I had my bus there. And when the race gets about halfway, my bus driver's like, all right, I'm out of here. Complete race. You're not spending the night. I'm going home. I'm going to leave early. Bye. My bus is pulling out of the racetrack, and we're calling the race. I'm like, here they come down the straightaway, 2 by 2. Boo. Oh, 3 wide into the tunnel. Such and such takes the lead. My bus driver drives out the tunnel, and he had underneath the bus at the bottom, there's these doors, and there's these storage areas. One of those doors was open, and he went through the tunnel and ripped the door off.
Oh, no.
And so I'm calling the race, and I turn around and watch him drive out with the door dragging the ground behind him, hanging on by one hinge.
Did you commentate that?
Yeah. No, but he pulls over, stops, gets out, walks around it, and I'm sitting there calling the race, watching him, looking at all that. I'm like, God dang.
Oh, no.
And he was so embarrassed.
Oh, I bet.
But I'm like, what's he going to do? He can't drive. I mean, there's in the storage unit now that it's exposed. He's trying to leave. He's got to figure it. So he got a piece of plywood, cut it, screwed it in there, and drove on to the next racetrack. Like, he had to go straight from there to the next race. But I'm sitting there in the middle of calling that radio style while that's happening, trying not to, like,
Lose it.
Yeah.
Was that the camper or the motorhome?
Motorhome.
Oh.
That was a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, the fifth wheel's nice, but yeah, that camper was tough. I was like, not right now. We're right in the middle of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the question, why don't we see drivers become crew chiefs?
Because they're not engineers.
What are you talking about? They do. I mean, you're literally talking to one.
Oh, I meant to ask you that last week, too. Like, man, what's it like going back to your Pocono
What?
win?
Is that a real question?
Someone in the chat wanted to know.
Well,
I think TJ answered it though.
why?
No, it's just they're not
Denny's
engineers.
admitted, Kyle Larson, like they don't know how to get the car set up
Yeah.
and stuff. They just know how to drive it.
Well, there's a lot of drivers. There's a lot of drivers that do become crew chiefs. You just never heard about them because they were drivers at their local racetrack and they weren't given or provided the opportunity to advance their career, and they had to make a decision to become an engineer, an eventual crew chief. So there's a lot of examples of guys. If you went through the Cup garage or the O'Reilly garage, I bet you would find 40% of the crew chiefs have driven race cars.
Oh, maybe more.
Right?
An ARCA. You go to ARCA level.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them.
Yes. So Boswell on the 3-car raced Pro Cup for Junior Motorsports.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember vividly where, this guy's thinking, race car driver. I want to become a race car driver. I'm driving Pro Cup for Junior Motorsports. What's the next thing I need to do to get to the next opportunity? He raced an Xfinity race at Memphis for Junior Motorsports in the number 5. And did pretty solid. Qualified top 10. Would have run top 10. Got spun out underneath somebody. Got turned around on a late restart. But I remember the day where me and him had to sit down, and I said, man, I think you got to make a choice here to change your path. And it was the hardest decision he ever had to make in his professional mind to give up on this dream. But dude, look at him now. He's a Cup crew chief.
Mm-hmm.
He became an engineer here.
He did. I said, dude, I think that's what you need to do. It's like, you're going to take yourself out of this race car over here that you're not going to ever drive again. And you're going to go over there in an engineer room and try to find your way toward the top as an engineer. And he's like heartbroken to have to give up on his dream. But that is a similar story for a lot of guys that are in that garage. You just didn't know they drove. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's good. This one goes to Bluegrass Boy, who donated $5. He said he's going to go see AC/DC this summer. He wants to know what's one of your go-to AC/DC songs.
Oh, man. Thunderstruck.
Oh, once you hear that, it just...
Yeah.
I was a big Arturo Gatti fan, boxing. Arturo was a blood and guts, easily cut. A lot of times looked like he's out on his feet and hit a guy with a punch out of nowhere and win the fight. He got his ass kicked a bunch as well.
He took a lot of hits.
He did. But his walkout was Thunderstruck. And so that's probably why that's my favorite.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a good one. They got so many good ones, though. It's hard to...
The beginning of Thunderstruck's just cool.
No, it's the best.
Yeah.
Speaking of boxing, did you have like a favorite fight that you grew up watching? Is there anyone that stuck out or?
Ali and Foreman is a great match that probably influenced my fandom. Even though I was too young to see that in real time, Tyson. So I was really young when Tyson was doing what he was doing.
Yeah,
that was like the next Tyson fight was the most anticipated thing going. Like it was, you couldn't wait to figure out when the next Tyson fight was going to be, who was it going to be against, and how fast was he going to knock this guy out.
Yeah.
And there was a moment where, the next Tyson fight was the biggest thing happening.
It was like must see. Everyone knew what they were doing.
Biggest thing in sports.
I think it got like that with Mayweather too. Like we couldn't wait to see who was going to fight him next.
A little, but it wasn't like
the only thing with him was we wanted him to lose.
Well, because
we
wanted Mike to keep winning.
Mike was like going to go box.
Yeah.
Floyd was like a tactician, avoid the hits and stuff, and just win.
He literally just avoided the hits, and let the other guy wear himself.
It's like, listen,
out.
that's
he was a counter. Floyd was amazing, but it wasn't as fun to like the Tyson run was insane. And but I don't know that there's a Tyson fight that stands out to me.
I was too young to really remember the Tyson stuff.
Yeah. But if I fast forward to becoming a Gotti fan, so I would just happen to be watching this boxing match, and I think Gotti's was not even Gotti was
The undercard.
undercard, not well known.
Mm-hmm.
But this one guy is just whooping his ass 6 rounds, 7 rounds in, caught his cut.
Oh, he always got beat up bad.
Yeah, and this guy's just controlling the fight. And out of nowhere, Gotti called him and laid him out. And I was like, holy I like that guy. All right, write him down. Who is he? Where does he fight next? And so I started watching Gotti, and then Gotti became a headliner, or he was the undercard on a heavyweight, and he started becoming, and they were talking about him like, this is the guy, he's blood and guts, he's
the fighter.
He comes from behind, and you never know when he's never out of it,
Yeah.
And he would continue to win fights that way. He would he's just standing there just getting destroyed, and all of a sudden, he just nails the guy with a right hook or something.
He didn't get destroyed in your ring.
No.
He did some destroy.
Yeah. And so Arturo's trilogy with Mickey Ward is insane. He won a few of those, he lost a few of those, but in one of those matches, he breaks his hand. So he hit, I think it's his left hook, which was one of his he used his left the most, whichever side it was like a big detriment. But he hits him on his hip bone and broke his hand, and he had broke that bone multiple times in fights.
Kept going.
So he breaks this bone in like round 5, finishes the fight one-handed and wins it. And he sat there for about 2 rounds not throwing this hand. And after a while, the adrenaline and the pain and all of that kind of goes away, and he started fighting with the broken hand and throwing punches with it.
These dudes are nuts.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, when those guys hit too, you don't realize how strong they are until you hear them hit in person.
If they hit you once, we would be on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, we've seen it.
Like it's
Yeah.
I mean, just a body blow and you're
Yeah.
keeled over.
Yeah. So, anyways, I was a Triple G fan. The thing about that is I'm all
I saw him once live.
You don't want to. So the Triple G deal, I'm frustrated with it because I learned about him too late, and that's the trick. Is like you gotta stumble. I love these guys.
The band that was nobody.
I like the guys that are knockout artists. I want to watch a fight, and I want the fighter I'm pulling for to be the guy that can lay them out. And I came on to Triple G too late. He was toward the end of his career. He was such a knockout artist that no one would fight him, so he didn't really ever get his shots till he was like mid-30s, and then he was kind of starting to lose a little bit of his abilities.
I didn't watch him
and
live.
He fought Canelo multiple times, and there was one Canelo fight that he arguably won. And that's another thing, man. The freaking judges. Like you're going into some of these matches knowing that they're not going to call it straight. And if your guy's going to win, he's going to have to knock him out because they're not going to give him a decision.
Yeah, he's not getting the. Yeah, I agree.
They're not going to do it.
I never watched him live, but I've gone down rabbit holes of Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah,
with his knockouts.
I remember him. Yeah, he
had charisma.
He did. His fights were anticipated as well, not on Tyson's level, but the Roy Jones run was really fun because everybody was talking about him. When you were in school and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to stop for today.
Heck yeah, man. That's a lot of fun. Thank you, Xfinity, for waving the red flag on internet price hikes and waving the green flag on savings. You get the Wi-Fi and reliability you need. One price, 5 years. No surprises, no late yellows. Thank you, Xfinity. Imagine that. Thank you for joining us in the Arby's studio here. Don't forget about Arby's new meat in 3 box. You get more meal for your money at Arby's. We have the meats. We'll see you tomorrow.